we've made the decision that the Arabs and the Muslims will fight against the Jews and ihre Helfer, okay? I think they're saying half and half. We'll fight side by side, okay, with Germany and its allies to the final victory, to push through the final victory, zum Ausdruck zu bringen, to bring the final victory to expression. Sorry, I haven't spoken German in a long time. I used to speak it almost fluently when I was younger.
It
I did.
sounded fantastic. I thought it was
Ja.
good.
Ja,
So
ich
not
beehre
that I
mich
would
Ihnen,
want to do.
okay. Ich beehre mich, Ihnen beiliegend eine Anladung zu dieser Kundgebung zu übersenden. I am very proud, I am honored to give you an invitation to this, I don't know, to this Kundgebung. I don't know. Sorry, it's been a while since I've done this. I should have translated it before. But anyway, so ja, sehr gut. Danke sehr. Ja, es ist eine Weile, seitdem ich Deutsch geredet habe. Als Kind habe ich ganz oft, aber jetzt nicht mehr. Okay, so this is so this is what we're looking at here. Okay, so yeah, so guys, this is really what we're looking at, and oh, the Ashkenazis. Oh yeah, we need to. This is something I need to get into another
Yeah,
time, but this is a
this is
story for another time, not for today.
mhm.
Okay, so and I will. So I'll start ending off at this point. Jerusalem is the capital of Israel, right? After Germany was defeated, high-ranking military officers migrated to Egypt to train them in military tactics in their fight against Jews. Now we need to dig up more of that information. Prophet Google translate to help us, David. So why do so many repeat the lie of Arab East Jerusalem? When did it get this status? Only after Jordan ethnically cleansed East Jerusalem of all its Jews. Okay,
Mm,
so understand there were Jews all over North Africa. There were Jews in Arabia. I don't see any Muslims complaining about the ethnic cleansing of Jews from Africa. Okay, I don't see them complaining about the ethnic cleansing of Jews from Arabia. From 1948 to 67, the city of Jerusalem was divided for the first time in its history by Arab Jordanian invaders and colonizers. Not only was it divided, but the Arab conquest brought with it the destruction of Jewish lives and holy sites at a level unseen in the city since the Crusades. Under Jordanian occupation, the city was not made the capital or part of Palestine. Jews were barred. Okay, Jews were barred from entering sections of the city. They were now. Oh, I want to mention something. Apartheid. Okay, I grew up in apartheid South Africa. Apartheid means just apartness, separation,
mhm.
to be apart. Um, Now, I should do a show one day just to annoy people, okay, to discuss what was happening, what the white government was doing during apartheid. And you would find that the policies of the South African government were overwhelmingly positive for the blacks. Okay, now I'll do a show on that because the story that you've been told about apartheid is a big fat lie. Yes, bad things happened. Yes, bad things happened. But you see, one of the major reasons that the blacks were separated from, because the blacks were also separated. Remember, they moved the blacks to different areas because you see, when they were together, they murdered each other. They slaughtered each other. They killed each other. So you know what? When people are killing each other when they get together, you put one group over there, you put one group over there. You keep them apart so they don't murder each other, which is generally a good idea in civilized nations. So that's part of the reason for apartheid. But I'll talk about that, and we'll talk about the policies and just to annoy the hell out of people. So understand, there's a 3,000-year history of the city of Jerusalem. Okay, and all of these problems start with the Palestinians. Now, the real Nakba of 1948, the Jewish quarter has been destroyed, nothing remains. The return of the Jews is impossible. Abdullah al-Tal commanded the Jordanian attack in 1948. Jordan's Arab Legion expelled Jerusalem's ancient Jewish community. Arab soldiers expelled every Jew from Jerusalem. This did happen. Okay?
Hmm.
So I'm not going to go into every last detail. I'll end up here. I'll think I've said enough. But I hope I've given you enough information for you to realize there's an aspect to the story. There are rabbit holes to go down. There are threads to be unraveled. There are narratives you've not been told. There are things that
Mhm.
the Palestinians, the Nazi Palestinians, were not the good guys. And if you look today, look up Nazi Palestine or look up on Google, you'll find, we love Hitler. Hitler should have finished the job. All of this stuff is in, you'll see flags with Nazi flags all over Palestine. Okay,
Yeah.
lots of respect. So, AT, your thoughts?
Well, I've even heard, even some of my friends, my Arab friends, I had to convince them otherwise, but they were actually Holocaust deniers. They believe that it was just some big conspiracy put on by the Jews so that they could rightfully, enter into the land of Israel. That's the kind of mentality that their culture has done to their brains. Like to really sit there and be able to deny the Holocaust even happened is beyond my imagination.
Yeah.
And just to kind of speak to a humanitarian aspect of it, what's really sad, I think, Lloyd, is like you were kind of saying, it only takes about 15% or so of the leadership in any given population to kind of ruin things for everybody. I mean, obviously the West Bank has well, not the West Bank, sorry, Gaza has Hamas, right? A terrorist state essentially. But I would be willing to bet that a pretty good summation of people there just want to live their lives. They want to live their lives freely. They want to be able to go to and from, wherever they are and just take care of themselves and their family. And it is a tragedy to see that they can't do that, right? They can't do that, and it's because of their leadership. Their leadership is effectively screwing them over, and that's horribly depressing. And so you and I got to talking about this the other day. Um, you know, where can they go? So where can someone with a Palestinian passport or whatever, where can they go if they want to leave their country, right? Because it's too ridiculous. Like where are they allowed to go? I mean, obviously, Israel's not
Yeah.
really interested in taking them. Can they go to like Jordan or Syria or Egypt or Lebanon, or like what's the rules with that? Do you know?
Um, the Palestinians.
Yeah, where can they like if they wanted to flee the
Palestinians are
country,
not
right?
welcome anywhere. They're really welcome anywhere. I'll tell you a story. I was in Lebanon. Nicholas Paulson's suggestion for a future video topic: Mohammed
Yeah.
bin Salman's latest interview about only accepting mutawatir hadiths. Will it have any real consequences? So, Nicholas, on the matter of mutawatir hadiths, scholars have only agreed. Okay, Islamic scholars, and this is, remember, this is after centuries of debate, right? What Islamic scholars have only agreed that there are one to a maximum of five mutawatir hadith in the entire corpus of 2 million hadith. Okay, so if they can only agree that a maximum of five hadith are mutawatir, I mean, like, that's not a lot now, is it? Okay,
Yeah.
so really, this whole story of mutawatir hadith is a joke because there's a maximum of five, right? So yeah, no, and don't forget, there's at least 2 million hadith, 2 million, of which only about 19-20,000 are considered da'if, sahih, and hasan. So
Hmm.
it's like 1% of hadith are legit, and like literally 1,980,000 are considered complete trash. I mean, like, yeah. And also, it's crazy. Muslims will go, that's a da'if hadith, that's weak. And then somehow saying that that's weak makes Islam true. It's like, I mean, seriously, lately I've just started saying when Muslims tell me what the Bible says, I'm like, that's the corrupted Bible. The original Bible said something different. Okay, that's the corrupted Bibles. You need to get the original Bible because it is completely different. Or they'll say,
Hmm.
but that the Bible says that's a da'if narration from the Bible. That's not a Sahih narration in the Bible. That's weak. Well, seriously, man, we've been on this merry-go-round so long. They're just going to tell you something else. So I mean, why am I even taking this seriously?
Right. No, it's challenging for sure.
You know. So does the audience have any questions? You know, there was something. There's a wonderful picture I've got here from Palestine where they like have a big flag. It says "We love Hitler." I wanted to find that. And I can't find it now.
Mm. Well, I have a question if I don't see any other ones coming through here necessarily, but I always lose my mind at some point during our conversations. I'll always have like the greatest question of all time, and then I forget it.
Yeah.
Let me try to think what it was. Um, yeah, totally lost my mind
If the
there.
rest of you can just post some questions, we can try and take some questions. But I wanted to go off the beaten track and talk about things that are just not being
Hmm.
discussed. I'm trying to find this other picture, just so by the way. Um,
Yeah, I think you share that with me at some point. Maybe it's even on our
Jay
chat
and L
thing.
says your presentation. Who's Jay and L? Lost and found. Who's Jay and L?
Yeah, somebody ended up deleting their post. They basically just said that our presentation is no good, and we need to go watch some other presentations somewhere. That's about as much as I saw.
Yeah, yeah, we need alternative facts, right? We need Muslim approved facts. Well, Muslims have admitted one point is the Muslims will supported Nazi Germany. They still do. They
Right.
still
And
do.
you know what, JNL, like you have the opportunity to create your own like refutation video, right? You can splice up our video and you can bring facts and points and things like that and create your own video. If you want to do that, you can upload it on your channel and you can, debunk everything that we said. Like you have the freedom to do that. So and go ahead and do that. Oh, he says you need to read Edward said or Said or however you say that. So whoever
Edward
Edward
Said.
said
Oh, that
is.
that guy's cruel as hell. I wonder. I should just bring up something. Science. Uh, let's have a look at this, okay? Let's just look at this. Islam is about science. Islam is all about the science, man. The knowledge,
Hmm.
right? There are roughly 1.6 billion Muslims in the world, but only two scientists from the Muslim world have won the Nobel Prize in science because Islam is pro science, baby. Because as you
Yeah.
know, semen is produced between the toes and the top of your head. That's in the Quran. That's in the
Yeah.
Quran, baby.
It, that's that, and if it's in the Quran, it's mutawata. So we already automatically know that it's
Okay.
100% factual. And then once the fluid that leaks from between your backbone and your ribs, it congeals into a blood clot, which everybody knows that blood clots are embryos. And then bones are formed.
Well,
And then
before I
once the
get into
bones
before I
are
get too
formed,
long into
then the
that,
skin wraps it up. So,
yeah, before I get
um,
into that, slander. Okay, two things. So Tim Lutz, slander is Islam's best. No, slander. Okay, in Western law, slander means to tell a lie about someone, to falsify
mhm.
something, and to besmirch their name. Okay, and this is a crime. In Islam, slander is known as riba. Okay, you can find this in Reliance of the Traveler. There have been links popping up in the chat, and you'll find it in my description box. The Reliance of the Traveler. Look up riba, Ghiba, slander. Slander in Islam can mean to tell a lie about someone, but slander has a main meaning. Its primary meaning, its first meaning, is to tell something about someone that is true, is to tell the truth about someone that he would dislike.
Mhm.
Okay? And therefore, to tell the truth about Muhammad, to tell the truth about Islam, to tell the truth about a Muslim that they would not like you to tell is slander. Do you understand? They have a completely inverted view of slander. So, what we are showing is the truth about Islam, and this is slander. Understand? So, this is a problem. Uh, Someone asked me, let me see, there was a question. MMSU 31, Lloyd de Jongh, is it true that Nelson Mandela was a former communist? So, the former president of South Africa was trained by the communists in Moscow by the KGB in counterterrorism. Okay, as a communist counterterror agent. Okay, Nelson Mandela was trained in Warsaw. He was trained here in Poland during the communist era as a terrorist, and the current president was also trained in communist insurgency. Okay, as an insurgent. So the
Mm.
entire top echelon of the ANC are hardcore 80s communists. They were all trained in communist China, Vietnam, Warsaw, as well as Moscow. So we've had three presidents that are all highly trained communist agents. Okay, Nelson Mandela was a through and through communist. He never renounced violence. Towards the end of his life, I do believe that he realized where things were going to go, and he tried to change things. I think towards the very end of his life, the last year or two of his life, it was too late.